Bainbridge is a fully integrated multifamily real estate company who have developed and acquired more than 43,000 units, representing $8.1 billion in transactions since inception. With over 650 associates nationally, Bainbridge engages in virtually every step of the real estate process, from development and construction, acquisition and disposition, asset management, and third-party management of multifamily real estate. Bainbridge is an award-winning, nationally ranked developer, owner, and builder of luxury multifamily communities across the eastern U.S. and Southeast. Our team of experienced and knowledgeable professionals is devoted to creating exceptional living experiences for all of our residents and building lasting and mutually beneficial relationships with our partners and clients. Bainbridge is headquartered in Wellington, Florida, with offices and apartment communities in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Maryland, Texas, and Virginia. To learn more, visit www.bainbridgecompanies.com.
My first goal when I decided to be a professional is to become like the best horsewoman I can be. It's really important for me.
Course available to walk for the 3-star Zycosan Grand Prix. First on course at 10 o'clock this morning, 30 minutes from now.
The horses every day to do what I love. I used to have like one passion was the horses, and now I have two with my daughter. So I really want to have this balance in my life. I'm Marie Ecart, I'm a professional show jumper representing France, and I'm Lola's mom. Be mindful, be present, turn on your brain.
Veterinary Products is dedicated to continuing improvement in the equine industry by developing our niche products for joints, reproduction, and surgical suite. Dekra's pipeline products include Osphos and Equidone Gel. Dekra also makes strategic acquisitions with products such as Zycosan, Orthokine IRAP, Provit APC, Rompin, Torfidine, Sucrame Equine, and Isoflurane. Dekra will continue to make exciting advancements in the equine industry.
At Deaver Golf Cars, we bring excitement to your golf car experience. We have an extensive range of new and refurbished inventory, and our team will fulfill all your sales, service, and rental needs. Whether you're teeing it up on the course, cruising through the neighborhood, or at the campground with family and friends, we have options to fit each and every lifestyle. Experience the Deaver difference, built on a tradition of excellence and service since 1978.
When the stallion comes along, you must ship it. The trip is near and long, you must ship it. When something's going wrong, you must ship it. Now ship it. Interstate, international. Let's get it straight. Ship it good. It's not too late. Just ship it. Any day. Just ship it. Ship your horse today.
Elite Horse Transport. Just ship it.
Equine Tack and Nutritionals is your one-stop shop for all of your stable and veterinary needs. As the official horse healthcare supplier of the Winter Equestrian Festival, we invite you to stop by and take advantage of our extensive inventory, discount prices, and unparalleled customer service. You can also shop on our website, www.equinetan.com, or stop by our store in Coconut Creek, Florida. We can also be reached at 1-800-833-TAT.
I believe in goals. I believe in dreams. I believe in passion. Your success doesn't depend on a calendar. Your success depends on the passion that's burning inside of you each and every single day. You should not need a calendar to switch to another number for you to get motivated. If you're waiting for that to better yourself, if you're waiting for that to inspire, to be passionate, to grow, then you are setting yourself up for absolute failure.
Located in the heart of Wellington, Gold Coast Feed is your one-stop shop for all your equine needs. From top-tier feed brands to the finest quality hay and bedding, we've got everything to keep your horse thriving. Our friendly staff is always on hand to offer assistance, ensuring your horse receives the care it deserves. Need a larger delivery? We'll bring it right to your farm, unloaded and ready. It's simple, convenient service you can count on. Short on time? Order online at goldcoastfeed.com and get your essentials delivered to your doorstep or farm today. Gold Coast Feed, where your horse's well-being is our priority. Visit us at goldcoastfeed.com and experience the difference.
Planning is the key to success. Every move, every decision, and every plan revolves around one thing, the horse. But what I have found is that many people in the equestrian industry don't have someone looking out for them.
My name is Mike Nicodema. I'm a principal shareholder in the law firm of Greenberg Traurig and the co-chair of the firm's Equine Industry Law Group. We have over 50 dedicated and skilled attorneys to serve the industry worldwide. As co-chair of the group, I take pride in knowing that together with our equestrian family, we can build a stronger, more successful, and secure community.
Nobody tells you how quickly they move into your heart, or how quietly they become your whole world. They'll teach you patience without a word, courage without a question. You're not crazy. They just don't know horses like we do.
Championships are powered by nutrition. Nutrina Pro Force feeds fuel your horses every step, whether you're navigating a grueling course, executing a half pass, or galloping to the final fence. Powered by Digestive Shield for optimal gut health and Rebound technology for faster recovery, ProForce supports your horse's peak performance so they're ready to dominate again. ProForce. Defend. Recover. Perform.
Give your horse the guts to win naturally. Give your horse the strength to win naturally. Give your horse the soundness to win naturally. Omega Alpha natural herbal formulas are proven safe and effective, backed by science and manufactured to the pharmaceutical grade standard. Omega Alpha, the science behind top performance naturally.
There's a gentler side of Florida, just waiting for you to discover it, where America's first resort destination was built and genuine hospitality began. A place with cleaner sands, warmer waters, and fewer crowds. A place different than the rest, one that exceeds, excels, and surpasses all expectation, waiting here just for you. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches.
Yeah, 20 minutes, 20-minute call for our first on course.
At Ringside Health, we've reimagined healthcare for the equestrian lifestyle, delivering personalized, executive-level care wherever your journey takes you. Whether you're at the barn, competing at a show, or relaxing at home, Ringside Health connects you to top-tier medical professionals. With a visit to our trailer or a quick call, expert care is always within reach. Our dedicated team travels with the equestrian community, providing in-person care at premier events across the country. Licensed nationwide, Ringside Health ensures seamless, convenient care through telemedicine, offering same-day prescriptions and personalized care plans no matter where you are. From acute care to wellness and functional medicine, Ringside Health is your trusted partner in achieving optimal health. At the show, at home, and everywhere in between. Ringside Health. Personalized care for the equestrian lifestyle. Healthcare that changes the way you show.
It's a feeling of trust, flying, and having the freedom to overcome any obstacle together.
Valley Vet Supply is here for it all, fulfilling my life's legacy, greatest passions, and orders fast.
In competition, there is always a line. Sometimes it is set by someone else. A finish line, a time on the clock, a height to be cleared. Other times, we draw it ourselves as a discipline to be mastered, a goal to be achieved, a personal record to be broken. The line dares us to cross it. This line is the difference between joy and despair, success and disappointment. We chase it because we know that in some way it is a measure of our worth. And when we cross it, we do so not as an end in itself, but as the beginning of the next chapter. VitaFlex, the fine line between good and great.
Experience the true essence of equine serenity at Zen Elite Equestrian Center. At Zen Elite, horses and humans come together in perfect harmony. Located near the winter horse capital of the world, Wellington, Florida, our center offers unrivaled amenities designed to elevate your equestrian experience. Our facilities boast 32 stalls, 20,000 square foot covered arena, and a large outdoor arena with ESI footing. From grass paddocks to a luxurious horse gym and spa, we cater to every aspect of your horse's well-being. With top trainers in dressage and jumping, Zen Elite is the perfect place to pursue your equestrian goals. Our soul-soothing surroundings nurture the mind, body, and spirit of both horse and rider. At Zen Elite Equestrian Center, equestrian dreams thrive. Discover the harmony of horse and rider at Zen Elite Equestrian Center. Your journey begins here.
10 minutes for our first stone course. 10-minute call for the top of the order. Just under 5 minutes for our first on course. 10 o'clock for the top of the order, 45 for round 1, the Zycosan Grand Prix. Less than 3 minutes away from our first on course. Please begin wrapping up your walks and clearing the ring. Just under 2 minutes away from the top of the order for today's three-star Zycosan Grand Prix. $120,000 in prize money. We'll see 45 in the first round of competition. Before we welcome our first on course, we will have a playing of the Star Spangled Banner. If you would please rise, if you are able, and remove cover for the national anthem. $45 for round 1, 13 number defenses over the course, total of 16 jumping efforts, time allowed at 72 seconds for today's three-star $120,000 Grand Prix, sponsored by Zycosan. Decra Veterinary Products is proud to be a sponsor of the 2025 and 2026 Wellington International Horse Show Series. Decra is dedicated to the equine athlete and keeping your horse healthy and sound with products including Osphus, IRAP, and our new FDA-approved equine pentosan polysulfate product, Zycosan. Check out decra-us.com for more information or ask your veterinarian if any of these products are right for your horse. First over 45 for round one. This is Mexico's Rodrigo Enriquez, first to tour the course with Pia Maria H. Placings throughout the fall at the 2- and 3-star level at the Trine International Equestrian Center for the Mexican rider, who today pilots a 10-year-old Belgian-bred mare. His own entry, Pia Maria H. for Mexico's Rodrigo Enriquez. The late knockdown at C of the triple combination. That's 4-12C for Mexico's Rodrigo Enriquez. And Pia Maria H. That time at 78.27. Currently yielding 7 penalties against the clock as well, exceeding the 72-second time allowed for round one of the Zycosan Grand Prix. Israel's Alberto Michan, our second to go with his own joint de cannabis, Vendedor Huva. Three-time Olympian, three-time World Games rider, second on course for round one, piloting an 11-year-old Dutch-bred gelding. His own entry, joint the cannabis, Israel's Alberto Michan. First rider reference at 78.27. Alberto Michan electing to retire in round one with the joint de cannabis, Vendedor Huva. Ireland representing next. This is Andrew Bournes with a Puerto Total du Resnova, owned by Leslie Martin of Smithville, Ontario. Irishman and Nations Cup final rider for Ireland, and coming off a second-place finish in 5-star competition with his mount today at the Major League Stop and Tryon just about a month ago. This is Andrew Bournes for Leslie Martin with Berta Total de Reznova. The 4 knockdowns, a score of 16 for Andrew Bournes and Berta Total de Reznova. Time 71.70 for the Irishman. Rider references at 78.27 exceeding and a 71.70 within, coming in there from Andrew Bournes and Berta Total de Reznova. Blythe Caroli for the U.S. next with BK Equestrians at Kingston, our 4th to show for round 1 of the Zycosan Grand Prix. Yeah, the U.S. rider with the top placings throughout the summer at the World Equestrian Center in Ocala, our 4th on course for the 3-star Grand Prix this morning. 10-year-old Dutch-bred stallion by Stasser Mount. This is Kingston and the USA's Blythe Caroli. $16 in the field with the 4 knockdowns and 4 on the clock there. A total of 20 for Blythe Caroli and Kingston. First round time allowed will be adjusted up to 76 seconds for the Zycosan Grand Prix. 76 seconds. New first round time allowed here following references of 78.27, 71.70, and 75.65 from our 3 reference times here in round 1. Japan's Karen Pulley gets the tone next, our 5th rider in the order this morning. Top placings in Saugerties and Old Salem this year for the Japanese rider, who today pilots her own entry, a 15-year-old Mecklenburg mare, Celine, and Japan's Karen Pulley. Japan's Karen Pulley electing to take fence number 2 and to retire in round 1 of the Zycosan Grand Prix. Tyser Irwin to join us on course next with Coralina Tien, owned by Michael Smith of Middleburg, Virginia. Olympic rider is 6th on course for round 1, piloting a 10-year-old Dutch-bred mare by Eldorado Vendes Schuck. Coralina Tien at Australia's Tyser Irwin. 72-28, just the 4 faults at 12C for Australia's Tyser Irwin. Riding for Michael Smith with Coberlina Tien, time 72-28. Canada's Gavin Moylan joins us with Anton, 869, or 7th in the order. Canadian receiving the tone. Anton is Mount Priscilla Denegry of Middleburg, Virginia. The owner, the Canadian rider, a winner in 3-star competition at the Trine International Equestrian Center this summer. With our start in the 7th spot in the order, piloting a 10-year-old Holsteiner gelding by Action Breaker. This is Gavin Moylan with Priscilla Denegry's Anton. (72-23) with a score of 8 for Gavin Moylan and Priscilla Denegry's Anton. Best effort so far, score 4, coming from Australia's Tyser Irwin with Coberlina Tien, owned by Michael Smith of Middleburg, Virginia. Our 8th in the order, the USA's Margie Engel with the Glade Winds partners, Deacon's. Show Jumping Hall of Famer, Pan Am gold medalists are next to get this start. Margie aboard the 16-year-old gelding Dicus Badirado, our 8th to show, still searching for that first clear in round 1 of today's Zycosan Grand Prix. 17-time World Cup finalists are first to go clear in round one of the Zycosan Grand Prix. The USA's Margie Engel for the Glade Wins partners. Dikas at 75.41 just makes it within the 76-second time allowed. And the show jumping Hall of Famer giving us our first to clear in this morning's three-star Grand Prix. Great Britain's Max Routledge next with me, the Rebel, RT. Eight-year-old Dutch-bred gelding by Cornado Belensky for the British rider. Ninth to go. Max Routledge for Great Britain. .58 with the 4 at 12C for Great Britain's Max Routledge and me, the Rebel, RT. USA's Margie Engel with our only clear so far as our 10th that joins us. Another rider for Great Britain and today's Zycosan Grand Prix. This is Samuel Hutton with Call Me Baby Boy, Sunbeam. Top 5 combination from the $32,000 Keyflow Feeds USA class on a Thursday of this week. The British rider takes up the challenge for AS Farms USA, partnered with a 9-year-old Belgian sport horse gelding. Call Me Baby Boy Sunbeam and Samuel Hutton. .73.32, a pair of knockdowns here for the British rider Samuel Hutton with Call Me Baby Boy Sunbeam to finish on a score of 8 with the AS Farms USA entry. Ireland represented next. This is Stephen Moore with Dio Roubaix, our 11th in the order for the Zycosan Grand Prix. The past Grand Prix winner here in Wellington will get the start next as mounted 13-year-old Oldenburg Gelding, sired by Diarado, showing under the ownership of Oakland Training and Sales with Dia Roubaix. This is Ireland's Stephen Moore. Yeah, the Zycosan Oxer at 11 down, title sponsor for today's three-star Grand Prix. And the Swan Vertical at number 13, the skinny down as well for the Irish rider, Stephen Moore with the Dia Roubaix. 69.24, quick first round time, but it is a score of 8 for the Irishman riding for Oakland Training and Sales. Still with the USA's Margie Engel, posting our only clear round so far aboard the 16-year-old gelding at Deacus. It's Canada's Chris Pratt next with a Lollipop on Take the High Road LLC. World Games veteran, our next to get the start, and coming off solid placings throughout the fall at Silo Ridge and Greenwich, Connecticut, with the ride aboard the 9-year-old Dutch-bred gelding Lollipop by Cape Coral RBFZ. Sure, if we take the high road, this is Canada's Chris Pratt. Home on a score of 8 for B12C, the 2 knockdowns for Take the High Road's Lollipop and Canada's Chris Pratt, time 73.12. David O'Brien to join us on course next for round 1 of the Zycosan Grand Prix, and the rider for the Leap Year Farm with Golacini. The Irishman finishing second in yesterday's $32,000 meter 45 speed, sponsored by Stephanie Schwed. Today partnered with an 11-year-old mare by Golestis. This is Golacini, Leap Year Farm entry, Ireland's David O'Brien, our 13th to show. Second place combination in 5-star action is Silo Ridge, recently coming out on a score of 8, time is 70.03 for Ireland's David O'Brien with the Leap Year Farms Collecini. Top 50 ranked rider, Egypt's Nile Nasser next with SNL Maracana, owned by Evergate Stables. Our 14th to show for round 1 of the Zycosan Grand Prix. USA's Margie Ingle with her only clear round as the Egyptian rider joins us 14th in the order. Wins in the fall is Saugerties and North Salem for the top 50 rider, who today will be partnered with an 11-year-old gelding by Lucky du Reverdy. This is Nile Nasser for Evergate Stables with SNL Maracana. Clear round 71.83 for Egypt's Nile Nasser with the Evergate Stables SNL Maracana. We now have 2 clear in round 1 of the Zycosan Grand Prix. The USA's Margie Ingle, now top 50 ranked rider. Egypt's Nile Nasser with SNL Maracana, the 11-year-old gelding by Lucky du Reverdy. Two clear through the first to 14. This will be our 15th combination to get the start. The Irishman David Blake with Con Bleu, owned by the Pond Hollow Farm. The Irishman, a Grand Prix winner at the Trine International Equestrian Center this season, is mount today, sired by Contargos, an 11-year-old Oldenburg gelding, a Con Bleu, Pond Hollow Farm entry. Irish rider David Blake, our 15th on course for round 1. $74.10, a clear out for Ireland to David Blake with the Pond Hollow Farms Con Bleu. 3 clear through the first 15, round 1 of the Zycosan Grand Prix. Margie Engel, Niall Nasser, and now David Blake for the Pine Hollow Farm with the 11-year-old Gelding Con Bleu. Pablo Mejia Villa next with Lontender, owned by the Colombian rider and the new Sprint Farm. Top placings in the summer at Socrates as he gets to start with the 9-year-old Dutch-bred gelding by up-to-date Lontender, Colombia's Pablo Mejia Villa. Clear it is, 72.04 for Pablo Mejia Villa and Lontender. Third in a row to go clear, fourth overall to go fault-free over the round 1 track for today's Zycosan Grand Prix. The Colombian rider joins the list with Ireland's David Blake, Egypt's Niall Nasser, and the USA's Margie Engel. Next to go, Belgium's Peter de Brabandaire with first choice HT. Top 10 finish here in yesterday's speed. Are next to get the start and showing for the owner Martin Huygens with the 14-year-old Danish-bred gelding first choice HT. This is Belgium's Peter de Brabandaire, 17th in the order, 4 clear so far. $71.32, clear round for Belgium's Peter de Brabandaire, riding for Martin Huygens with the first choice HT, our 4th clear round in a row for round 1. A total of 5 now on the jump-off list for today's Zycosan 3-star Grand Prix. We'll see another 5 before the midway break. It'll be Jordanian Ibrahim Barazi as our next to tour the round 1 track in today's 3-star competition. The Jordanian showing for the owner Kristen Holloway with Kyra. Ten-year-old Dutch-bred mare. Sighted by VDL Zapatero and the owner from Washington, D.C. This is Ibrahim Barazi and Kyra, 18th on course for round 1. 74-14 the time, 3 knockdowns for a score of 12, all coming late over the first round track. The title sponsor fence at Zycosan CSI3 at 11, also 12B and C of the triple combination down for the Jordanian Ibrahim Barazi, riding for Kristen Holloway of Washington, D.C. with the 10-year-old mare Kyra. Puerto Rico's Freddy Vasquez and next with Hero, an entry owned by Elon Furter. Pan Am rider for Puerto Rico with that top placings throughout the season here in Wellington and in Traverse City. Our next to go is rider, a 13-year-old Dutch-bred gelding by Otangelo. Elon Furter's Hero, Puerto Rico's Freddy Vasquez, our 19th in the order, 5 clear so far. Yeah, the Heights lowered at 5 fences. It's a score of 20 for Puerto Rico's Freddy Vasquez with Hero, owned by Elon Furter. 3 away from the midway break, 5 clear so far. Show jumping Hall of Famer Margie Ingle for the U.S., Egypt's Nile Nasser with SNL Maracana, Ireland's David Blake with Combe Bleu, for Colombia Pablo Mejia Villa with Long Tender, and Belgium's Peter de Brabander with First Choice HT. Liz here's to go next in round 1 with Farinjo Demet, owned by the Bridgeside Farms, Las Vegas. Liz finishing second in a Grand Prix just a couple of weeks ago down in North Carolina, showing next with the 10-year-old French-bred stallion, Farinjo Demet, owned by the Bridgeside Farms, Las Vegas, Nevada. The USA's Bliss here is first of 3 before the midway break. Just the 4-fault, 74.86 with the early knockdown at fence number 3 for the USA's Bliss Hears and Ferenjo Demek. Next on course, rider for the US and today's Zycosan Grand Prix. This is Nicolette Hertz and Fandora. Time to get our 21st rider in the order underway with the 12-year-old German-bred mare by Cador 5, owned by the Chatwood Farms. This is Fandora and the USA's Nicolette Hertz. Nicolette Hertz retiring with Fandora. U.S. rider Natalie Dean to join us on course next, 22nd in the order. The ride for Marigold Sport Horses with the Concalma. Wins this year, Wacko Kala here in Wellington, and in Valkenswaard for the U.S. rider are next to go. The final before the midway break. This is Natalie Dean with the Marigold Sport Horses, Concalma. Natalie Dean, Concalma, give us our 6th clear round as we head into the midway break for today's Zycosan Grand Prix. Fault-free effort there from the U.S. rider in the Marigold Sport Horses entry. The 12-year-old Holsteiner gelding by Cascadello on a time of 72.09. So 6 clear at the midway mark as we've seen 22 of the 45 expected for round 1. We'll have another 23 to go. Just about 10 minutes to pick back up here in the International Arena. Clear so far, 2 from the U.S. Show jumping Hall of Famer Margie Ingle with the Deacus and Natalie Dean there with Concalma. For Egypt, Niall Nasser with the Evergate Stables SNL Maracana. Ireland's David Blake aboard Con Blue. Colombia's Pablo Mejia Villa with his on the Newsprint Farms at Lontender, and Belgium's Peter de Brabander for Martin Hagens with first choice HTR6. Horse and rider combinations fault-free so far for today's $120,000 3-star Grand Prix, sponsored by Zycosan. Decra Veterinary Products are proud to sponsor the 2025 and 2026 Wellington International Horse Show Series. Decker is dedicated to the equine athlete and to keeping your horse healthy and sound with products like Osphus, IRAP, and our new FDA-approved equine pentosan polysulfate product, Zycosan. Check out decra-us.com for more information or ask your veterinarian if any of these products are right for you. We'll take about 10 minutes for the touch-up drag. We'll be back underway. Another 23 to go. 6 clear so far.
Decra Veterinary Products is dedicated to continuing improvement in the equine industry by developing our niche products for joints, reproduction, and surgical suite. Decra's pipeline products include Osphos and Equidone Gel. Decra also makes strategic acquisitions with products such as Zycosan, Orthokine IRAP, Provit APC, Rompin, Torpidine, Sucrame Equine, and Isoflurane. Decra will continue to make exciting advancements in the equine industry.
Bainbridge is a fully integrated multifamily real estate company who have developed and acquired more than 43,000 units, representing $8.1 billion in transactions since inception. With over 650 associates nationally, Bainbridge engages in virtually every step of the real estate process, from development and construction, acquisition and disposition, asset management, and third-party management of multifamily real estate. Bainbridge is an award-winning, nationally ranked developer, owner, and builder of luxury multifamily communities across the eastern U.S. and Southeast. Our team of experienced and knowledgeable professionals is devoted to creating exceptional living experiences for all of our residents and building lasting and mutually beneficial relationships with our partners and clients. Bainbridge is headquartered in Wellington, Florida, with offices and apartment communities in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Maryland, Texas, and Virginia. To learn more, visit www.bainbridgecompanies.com.
Located in the heart of Wellington, Gold Coast Feed is your one-stop shop for all your equine needs. From top-tier feed brands to the finest quality hay and bedding, we've got everything to keep your horse thriving. Our friendly staff is always on hand to offer assistance, ensuring your horse receives the care it deserves. Need a larger delivery? We'll bring it right to your farm, unloaded and ready. It's simple, convenient service you can count on. Short on time? Order online at goldcoastfeed.com and get your essentials delivered to your doorstep or farm today. Gold Coast Feed, where your horse's well-being is our priority. Visit us at goldcoastfeed.com and experience the difference.
We've seen 22, 6 clear so far, round one of the Zycosan Grand Prix. Margie Ingle with the Deacus, Egypt's Nile Nasser with SNL Maracana. Ireland's David Blake with Combe Blue. Colombia's Pamela Mejia via aboard Lontender. Belgian rider Peter de Brabender partnered with First to Choice HT. And the USA's Natalie Dean giving us our 6th clear round right before the midway break in today's 3-star Grand Prix. Back underway with the USA's Carly Anthony and Carly's mount to Heavenly W, owned by Portfolio Horses. Combination featured in the winning Nations Cup team here during the Winter Equestrian Festival earlier this year. The first of our 23, still to go, U.S. rider Carly Anthony with Heavenly W. Lay knocked down at 12C for the USA's Carly Anthony with Heavenly W on a time of 73.43. Just the 4 faults there from a first combination on the backside of the midway break for round one of the Zycosan Grand Prix. Our next to go, another rider for the U.S. This is Hillary McNerney and her own Riscalino. Top placings throughout the summer in a Saugerties and a second place finish in a Grand Prix in September at Old Salem for the U.S. rider who today pilots a 10-year-old Holsteiner stallion Riscalino. U.S. rider Hillary McNerney. Pair of knockdowns, 4A and 12B to finish on a score of 8 for Hillary McNerney and her own Riscalino on a time of 72.77. 25th in the order, rider for Ireland up next, and aboard the Evergate Stables Paso Doble SCF, this is Philip McGuane. Grand Prix winner this year, Lake Placid. And also at Old Salem are next to get the start there. This is Philip McGuane, Evergate Stables with the 10-year-old mare Paso Doble, SCF. Winning rider from the Key Flow Feeds, USA 2-phase, and third in yesterday's Stephanie Schwitt Speed, finishing up with just the final fence down that Swan Skinny for the Irishman Philip McGuane, riding for Evergate Stables with Paso Doble, SCF. 6 clear through 25, another 20 to go for round 1 of the Zycosan Grand Prix. This is Allison Robitaille, the next to join us on course with her own Claire de Lune 33. Ten-year-old Holsteiner mare by Claudia Mo, piloted by 5-time World Cup finalist and a Pan Am silver medalist. This is the USA's Allison Robitaille with the Claire de Lune. (71-17) and our 7th clear round coming from the USA's Allison Robitaille with her own Claire de Lune 33. 3 riders clear for the U.S. Allison Robitaille, Margie Engel, and Natalie Dean. Clears also coming from Egypt's Niall Nasser, Ireland's David Blake, Colombia's Pablo Mejia Villa, and Belgium's Peter de Brabander. Another rider for Colombia and the order today. This is Roberto Terán, a winner in 5-star action last month at Tryon. World Games rider, Olympic rider, and a Pan Am rider for Colombia. This is Roberto Terán and the Dutchman stallion Desuktof. Yes, the title sponsor fence down. The Zycosan Ox are at 11 for Colombia's Roberto Terán with the Dazuktov. Time 71:51. Their fastest four falter round one goes into 10th at this point. Next to go for round one, this is Ireland's Shane Sweetnam with Corian van Klapschut Z. The Irishman ranked at number 16 in the world standings, shares ownership of his mount with VoQuest LLC. The 9-year-old does hangers at a gelding by Comme il faut, Corian van Klapschut Z, and Ireland's Shane Sweetnam. World's number 16 and Olympic rider for Ireland on the clear round there for Shane Sweetnam with his and VoQuest. Corian van Klapschut Z at 70.27, giving us a total of 8 now clear in today's Zycosan Grand Prix. Next on course, Germany's Rupert Karl Winkelmann and Emoto, owned by Eichendorff Horses. The German rider, a winner in Brussels, and just last month in October took the top call in a 3-star Grand Prix at the Tryon International Equestrian Center with his mount today, the 12-year-old Dutch-bred gelding Emoto. Eichendorff Horses entry for Germany's Rupert Karl Winkelmann. (71:13), the clear round for Germany's Rupert Karl Winkelmann and Emoto, giving us now 9 on the jump-off list for today's 3-star Zycosan Grand Prix. 6 clear before the midway break. Since the midway break, fought free efforts coming in from the USA's Alison Robitaille, Ireland Shane Sweetnam, now Germany's Rupert Karl Winkelmann with Emoto, giving us a total of 9. Ireland's Daniel Cairns to join us next with the ride for Gotham Enterprises with the Dia set. 30th combination in the order. The Irishman, a winner in the Bainbridge Company's meter 40s earlier this week, and also coming off a 5th place finish in yesterday's 3-star Stephanie Schwed Speed. This is Daniel Cairns with a 10-year-old Hanoverian mare, Dia set, Gotham Enterprises. Penalty-free effort from the young Irishman, Daniel Cairns, riding for Gotham Enterprises with the Dia set on a time of 72.11 with the 10-year-old Hanoverian mare, giving us our 10th clear for round 1 of the Zycosan Grand Prix. World's number 1 up next for the Zycosan Grand Prix. This is Kent Farrington, the U.S. rider with his own 10-year-old Dutch-bred mare, Kenny Fee. Wins recently in a 5-star action at Greenwich and at the American Gold Cup in Traverse City. Also took the top call in a 3-star at Silo Ridge Masters in the month of October. This is the USA's Kent Farrington, world's number 1 with his own Kenny Fee. Pair knocked down to the Bainbridge vertical at 10. The Zycosan Oxer at 11 for world's number 1, Kent Farrington, finishing on a score of 8 with Kenny Fee on a time of 72.72. 10 clear with another 14 to compete in round 1 of today's 3-star Grand Prix. It is Brazil's Celso Ariani to join us next. The World Games rider aboard the San Marino Stables and Maya Group Properties at Jip van TNLZ. Wins in the summer at Oweko Cala and a string of top 5 finishes at the Kentucky Horse Park in the month of September. The Brazilian rider showing a 12-year-old Zangers out of Gelding by James Van Cornelis Huva. This is Jip Van TNLZ, jointly owned by San Marino Stables and the Maya Group Properties, piloted by Brazil's Celso Ariani. Eighth to score, 72-21 at the time. A pair of knockdowns for the Brazilian rider with the 12-year-old Zangers out of Gelding, Jip Van TNLZ. Number 48, ranked U25 rider in the world, Tanner Karakin next for the Sandalwood Farms with Kenmar, Quality Hero. Multiple wins this season, scoring top honors at Oweko Cala and the Trine International Equestrian Center as he picks up the challenge today with the 12-year-old Irish sport horse Gelding by Obos Quality. Kenmar Quality Hero, USA's Tanner Karakin. $74.59, a clear round for Tanner Karakin. And at the Sandalwood Farms, 12-year-old Irish sport horse Gelding, Kenmar Quality Hero, giving us 11 now on the clear list for today's 3-star Zycosan Grand Prix, with another 12 to get the start for round 1. Next to go, Ansgar Holtgers Jr., the U.S. rider ranked at number 30 and the world's 25 and under standings. A pair wins in Valkenswaard this season for the U.S. rider. Today he'll be partnered with Nabucco Z, an 11-year-old gelding by Nabab Derev, showing under the ownership of Gut Einhaus, LLC. Just the late knockdown at C of the triple combination for the number 30 ranked U25 rider in the world, Ansgar Holtkers Jr. with Nabucco Z, 71.80 the time at just the 4. Georgina Bloomberg to join us on course next with the Tulana Colmine owned by Gotham Enterprises. Top 10 finish Grand Prix at Old Salem in the month of September for the Pan Am medalist who competes next with the 15-year-old Australian warm-blood stallion Buck Coleman, Georgina Bloomberg, and Tulana Colmine. Georgina Bloomberg and Tulana Colmine are retiring in the first round of the Zycosan Grand Prix. 11 clear, another 10 on the start list for round 1. Next rider up, the USA's Captain Brian Cornon with Arctic JTZ on by the Glenby Farm. Nations Cup rider for the U.S., the first of our 10 remaining for round 1. We'll get to start with the 9-year-old Zangers out of Gelding, Arctic JTZ, Captain Brian Cornon for the U.S. $73.99, the clear round from Captain Brian Cornon with the Glenby Farms Arctic JTZ, giving us 12 now on the jump-off list for today's 3-star Zycosan Grand Prix. Another rider for Great Britain in the order today. This is Jake Ward and his own Jaguar. Winner of Bonehead in this season and a top 10 finisher in our qualifier on a Friday of this week. The British athlete owns his mount today, a Dutch-bred stallion, an 11-year-old by VDO Harley. This is Jaguar and Great Britain's Jake Ward. Away with a hand there from Great Britain's Jake Ward, retiring with his own Jaguar, and today's Zycosan Grand Prix. U.S. rider Peter Lutz to join us next with Catriona, a 10-year-old Dutch-bred mare by Canaan, owned by Lovsta Stateri. Top 5 Grand Prix placings in Saugerties this summer for this combination. A winning combination from the Adequan WEF Challenge Series during the Winter Equestrian Festival earlier this year. This is Peter Lutz, Catriona, first of 8 remaining for round 1. Knockdown at the rock stack vertical. It's 4 at 6 for Peter Lutz and Lovsta Stateri's Catriona on a time of 70.15. It is our second fastest 4 in the first round, but that will go into 14th with another 7 to go for the U.S. rider and the 10-year-old Dutch-bred mare by Canaan. Michaela Langmeyer next with Rafferty Farms Pepita van der Rollebeek. World Cup finalists this year, and one of the top young riders in the world, currently number 12 in the world's U25 standings. Michaela has the ride today aboard a 10-year-old Belgian-bred mare by Otangelo, the Rafferty Farms Pepita van der Rollebeek. U.S. rider Michaela Langmeyer, first of 7, still to go 12 clear so far. (71-77), the 3 knockdowns home on at 12 for Michaela Langmeyer with the Rafferty Farms Pepita van der Rollebeek. Jacques Donna the next to join us for round 1 of the Zycosan Grand Prix. Jacques aboard Hitchcock des Dames, owned by the Itchy Group, based here in Wellington. Lebanese rider, the first of our 6 remaining for round 1, and with this mount today, Hitchcock wins this season in Ocala and in Tryon. Hitchcock des Dames, an 11-year-old Belgian sport horse, gelding by Marius Claudius. Jadana, our first of 6. The clear round, 71.26, the time for Lebanon's Jadana and Ichkak Behrams, our 13th combination to qualify for the jump off in the Zycosan Grand Prix. Another 5 on our start list, round 1 of the Zycosan Grand Prix. Today, this is Spain's Gonzalo Busca with Cristiano Obolensky. On the season top placings, Ocala, Old Salem, and Triana for the Spanish rider who finished in the top 5 of our qualifier on Friday. The ride for Kalani Stables with the 10-year-old Hanoverian gelding by Corner Obolensky. This is Cristiano Obolensky, piloted by Spain's Gonzalo Busca. On a score of 12 with the 3 knockdowns round 1 for Spain's Gonzalo Busca with the Kalani Stables, Cristiano Obolensky. Molly Ashcali, the next to join us, round 1 of the Zycosan Grand Prix. 2-time World Cup finalists aboard Kimi Del Masse and 11-year-old gelding about Quasimodo Z. Showing under the ownership of the Lewisburg Farm, this combination took 3rd in the Blue Diamond Cup at Old Salem in the month of September. USA's Molly Ashcali, the first of our 4, still to go for the Lewisburg Farm with Kimi Del Masse. 70.7 at 3, just the knockdown at number 9 for a score of 4 for Molly Ashkali and the Lewisburg Farms Kimi del Masse. First to 3, so to go, U.S. rider Alexandra Worthington, Las Vegas, Nevada, with the turn of blind eyes at De La Wasselier. Number 41 in the world's 25 and under standings. Part of that winning group for the U.S. at the Nations Cup of Caledon. Our next to go, our man, a 12-year-old French-bred gelding, De La Wasselier, USA's Alexandra Worthington. .63, just the 4 faults there for Alexandra Worthington and De La Wasselier. Next rider on course, a winner this season in Ocala and Upperville. This is the USA's Chloe Reed with Crossover 4 owned by Team Reed, LLC. Fourth place rider from the 3-star speed yesterday, sponsored by Stephanie Schwed. Second place rider from our Arthur Mid 3-star qualifier on Friday of this week as well, U.S. rider Chloe Reed. Chloe's mounted 12-year-old Hanoverian gelding by Cascadello. Team Reed's Crossover 4 for the U.S. rider. The first of our 2 remaining for round 1, Chloe Reed. Just the skinny down for the USA's Chloe Reed, who will score the 4 at number 13 on a time of 68.74. Fastest to 4 falter. That does go into 14th place for the U.S. rider. We'll see one more before we adjust for the jump off. And that is the USA's Kristen Vanderveen with Bull Run's Gyra, owned by Bull Run Jumpers Incorporated. Multiple wins this season across Florida and North Carolina for the top 50 ranked rider. She's our winning contestant from the qualifier this week as well. Today, piloting the 11-year-old Holsteiner Gelding. Bull Run's Gyra, USA's Kristen Vanderveen, our final for round one. Another combination with that final fence down. The only knockdown coming at number 13 for the USA's Kristen Vanderveen with Bull Run's Gyra, 69.75 the time. Brings us to the conclusion of round number one for today's three-star $120,000 Zycosan Grand Prix. We'll have 13 back for the jump-off round, and they'll return in this order. It'll be show jumping Hall of Famer for the U.S. Margie Engelbach first, with Dikas followed by top 50 rider Egypt's Nile Nasser with SNL Maracana, Ireland's David Blake with Combe Bleu, Colombia's Pablo Mejia Villa with Lontender. That'll be followed up by Belgium's Peter de Brabander for Martin Huygens with First Choice HT. Sixth on the jump-off list, Natalie Dean with the Marigold Sport Horses Con Calma. And then the USA's Allison Robitaille with Claire de Lune, 33. Olympic rider Shane Sweetnam going eighth with Corian van Klaapschuit-Z. Then we'll see Germany's Rupert Karl Winkelmann with the Eikendorf Horses Immoto. Irishman Daniel Cairns earning a spot in the jump-off this afternoon with the Diaset. Followed by top 50 U25 rider Tanner Karatkin with Kim Mark Quality Hero. USA's Captain Brian Cornan with Arctic JTZ. And then we'll see Jadana, Lebanese rider, our final over the jump-off track today with Hitchcock des Dames. We'll take a few minutes here to set the course and to touch up the footing as well. 13 to jump off in today's three-star Grand Prix, sponsored by Zycosan. Dechra Veterinary Products, proud to sponsor the 2025 and 2026 Wellington International Horse Show Series. Dechra is dedicated to the equine athlete and keeping your horse healthy and sound with products including Osphus, IRAP, and our new FDA-approved equine pentosan polysulfate product, Zycosan. Check out Dechra-US.com for more information or ask your veterinarian if any of these products are right for your horses. We'll take about 10 minutes here. We'll be back underway with 13 to jump off for today's Zycosan Grand Prix.
Dechra Veterinary Products is dedicated to continuing improvement in the equine industry by developing our niche products for joints, reproduction, and surgical suite. Dechra's pipeline products include Osphos and Equidone Gel. Dechra also makes strategic acquisitions with products such as Zycosan, Orthokine IRAP, Provit APC, Rompin, Torfidine, Sucromate Equine, and Isoflurane. Dechra will continue to make exciting advancements in the equine industry.
Bainbridge is a fully integrated multifamily real estate company who have developed and acquired more than 43,000 units, representing $8.1 billion in transactions since inception. With over 650 associates nationally, Bainbridge engages in virtually every step of the real estate process, from development and construction, acquisition and disposition, asset management, and third-party management of multifamily real estate. Bainbridge is an award-winning, nationally ranked developer, owner, and builder of luxury multifamily communities across the eastern U.S. and Southeast. Our team of experienced and knowledgeable professionals is devoted to creating exceptional living experiences for all of our residents and building lasting and mutually beneficial relationships with our partners and clients. Bainbridge is headquartered in Wellington, Florida, with offices and apartment communities in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Maryland, Texas, and Virginia. To learn more, visit www.bainbridgecompanies.com.
Located in the heart of Wellington, Gold Coast Feed is your one-stop shop for all your equine needs. From top-tier feed brands to the finest quality hay and bedding, we've got everything to keep your horse thriving. Our friendly staff is always on hand to offer assistance, ensuring your horse receives the care it deserves. Need a larger delivery? We'll bring it right to your farm, unloaded and ready. It's simple, convenient service you can count on. Short on time? Order online at goldcoastfeed.com and get your essentials delivered to your doorstep or farm today. Gold Coast Feed, where your horse's well-being is our priority. Visit us at goldcoastfeed.com and experience the difference.
My first goal when I decided to be a professional is to become the best horsewoman I can be. It's really important for me to find a balance with my family, with the horses, that is my passion. Work with the horses every day to do what I love. I used to have one passion was the horses, and now I have two with my daughter. So I really want to have this balance in my life. I'm Marie Ecart, I'm a professional show jumper representing France, and I'm Lola's mom. Be mindful, be present, turn on your brain.
We're back underway here in the International Arena with the jump-off round. Now for today's three-star Zycosan Grand Prix, we'll have 13 over the jump-off track. First of our 13 to return, a show jumping Hall of Famer, U.S. legend Margie Engel will be our first to tour the short track. The ride for the Glade Winds partners for the Pan Am gold medalist with a 16-year-old Rhineland gelding, Deacus. Margie Engel, the first of our 13 for the jump off. Just the 4 faults in the jump-off round. The back rail coming down at fence number 15 for show jumping Hall of Famer Margie Engel with the Glade Winds partners at Deacus. On course next for the jump-off round, representing Egypt, one of the top 50 ranked riders in the world. This is Niall Nasser for the Evergate Stables with the 11-year-old gelding SNL Maracana. There's our pace setter finishing up vault free over the short course. Egypt's Niall Nasser for the Evergate Stables with SNL Maracana setting our time to beat at 46.93. Third on our jump-off list, Ireland's David Blake, the ride for the Pond Hollow Farm with the 11-year-old gelding Con Bleu. 46.93. Time to beat just set by Egypt's Niall Nasser with the Evergate Stables SNL Maracana. Final fence down, 4 at 13, and the jump off 51.47 the time for David Blake and the Pine Hollow Farms Calm Blue. With his and the Newsprint Farms Lontender, this is Colombia's Pablo Mejia Villa, our 4th of 13 for the jump off. Now Nasser leading with SNL Maracaná, a time of 46.93. 46.33 had the time, but the knockdown at 4B and the jump off round for Colombia's Pablo Mejia Villa with his in the Newsprint Farms Lontender. Egypt's Nile Nasser leading with her only clear jump off round on a time of 46.93. Fastest 4-fault time coming in there from Pablo Mejia Villa goes into second with Lontender. Belgium represented next as Peter de Brabander joins us for the owner Martin Huygens with First Choice HT. 46.93 time to beat Egypt's Nile Nasser with SNL of Maracaná. Title sponsor fence down, that's for the Zycosan Oxer at 11, knockdown at A of the double combination over the jump off track. Time 46.12, a score of 8 for Belgium's Peter de Brabander with First Choice HT. We've seen 5 in the jump off round, our only clear effort coming from Egypt's Nile Nasser leading on a time of 46.93 with SNL at Maracaná. Our 6th in the jump off order, USA's Natalie Dean, the ride for Marigold Sport Horses with Con Calma. 46.86, a new leader coming in 7/100ths of a second quicker than Egypt's Nal Nasser with SNL Lamonica. Now Natalie Dean takes the lead with the Marigold Sport horses Con Calma, a 12-year-old horse in a gelding by Cascadello. Natalie Dean leading slightly quicker by 7/100ths of a second over the short track with Con Calma. Egypt's Nal Nasser with her only other clear jump-off effort sits in second with SNL Maracana. Pablo Mejia Villa for Colombia in third as our fastest to four falter with his in the New Sprint Farms Lontenda. Next to go in the jump-off round, the USA's Alison Robitaille with her own Claire de Lune, 33. New time to beat at 46.86, it just posted by Natalie Dean with Con Calma. (47-27), a double clear on the day for Alison Robitaille with her own Claire de Luna, but that will go into third place for the U.S. rider. USA's Natalie Dean still leads with Con Calma. Egypt's Nal Nasser in second with SNL Maracana, and the USA's Alison Robitaille takes over third with Claire de Lune. Top three double clear, our fastest four sits in fourth, and our next to go, number 16 in the world standings, Paris Olympian Shane Sweetnam with his InvoQuest, Corian van Klapshoot Z. Time to beat is 46.86. (44.50), that takes a little over 2 seconds off of the previous leading time. Ireland's Shane Sweetnam now leading the two-time Olympian with the Corian van Klapshoot Z. The 9-year-old zingers at a gelding by Gomel Fo. USA's Natalie Dean goes into second with Con Calma. Egypt's Nal Nasser now in third with SNL Maracana. New time to beat in with 5 still to go in the jump-off round. First of those 5, Germany's Rupert Karl Winkelmann with the Eichendorff horses, Immoto, 44.50, the time to beat. 44.65. It just misses the time to beat by less than 0.2 of a second there for the German rider, Rupert Karl Winkelmann, with the Eichendorff horses in moto. 44.50 was the time to catch. 44.65 coming in there for the German rider, going into second in our standings. USA's Natalie Dean drops to third with Concalma. Ireland's Shane Sweetnam still leads with Corian van Klapschutt Z. Another Irishman to challenge over the jump-off course this afternoon, a fifth-place rider in our speed yesterday. This is Daniel Cairns at Forgot Them Enterprises with a Diaz set, 44.50, the time to catch. Three down over the jump-off track, a score of 12 for the young Irishman Daniel Cairns with the Diaz set on a time of 49.99. One of the top 25 and under riders in the world. Up next, this is Tanner Karakin with Kenmar Quality Hero, owned by the Sandalwood Farms. Leading time 44.50, set by Shane Sweetnam and Corian van Klapschutt Z. Just the four faults in the jump-off round. The rail coming at 4A for the USA's Tanner Karakin and the Sandalwood Farms at Kenmar Quality Hero. 48.58 the time with the four faults. That'll go into seventh as our second fastest four in the jump-off for Tanner and Kenmar Quality Hero. USA's Captain Brian Cornon next with a 9-year-old gelding Arctic JTZ, owned by the Glenby Farm. Shane Sweetnam leads the Irishman, holding our top spot in the standings on a time of 44.50 with Corian van Klapschutt Z. Title sponsor Fence Down is for the Zycosan Oxer at 11 in the jump-off round for the USA's Captain Brian Cornan with the Glenby Farms Arctic JTZ. Time 52.25 goes into 10th with 1 remaining for the jump-off. Final for the jump-off round, Lebanon's Jadana with Hitchcock des Dames. Leading time 44.50, set by Shane Sweetnam and Corian Dunklap-Schutze. .44.40, best time in the jump-off this afternoon, but it is 4th. The Key Flow Feeds USA Vertical at number 14 for Lebanon's Jad Dana. He'll finish in 6th as our fastest four-faulter, again with the best jump-off time, but with that knockdown at fence number 14 aboard the Itchy Group entry. Ireland Shane Sweetnam to take the top call with Corian Van Klapschutze. Second award will go to Germany's Rupert Karl Winkelmann with Emoto. Natalie Dean for the U.S. third with the Marigold Sport Horses Con Calma. In 4th, Egypt's Nile Nasser and SNL Maracana, owned by Evergate Stables. U.S. rider Alison Robitaille takes 5th with Claire de Lune. 6th award, our fastest four-faulter, Lebanon Jadana with Hitchcock des Dames. Colombia's Pablo Mejia Villa in 7th with Lontender. The Colombian athlete sharing ownership of that mount with the Newsprint Farm as their second fastest four-faulter in the jump-off. 8th award goes to Tanner Karakin and the Sandalwood Farms Kenmar Quality Hero. In 9th, show jumping Hall of Famer Margie Ingle with the Gladewins partners at Dicus. 10th, David Blake, the Irishman showing for the Pine Hollow Farm with Con Bleu. 11th, USA's Captain Brian Cornan and Arctic JTZ. Belgium's Peter de Brabander in 12th with the Martin Huygens entry. First choice HT. Ireland's Daniel Cairns 13th for Gotham Enterprises with the Diaset. So we'll get our top 3 prepared for the presentation. Or today's CSI 3-star $120,000 Grand Prix sponsored by Zycosan. Decra Veterinary Products, proud to sponsor the 2025 and 2026 Wellington International Horse Show Series. Decra is dedicated to the equine athlete in keeping your horse healthy and sound with products like Osphus, IRAP, and our new FDA-approved equine pentosan polysulfate product, Zycosan. Check out decra-us.com for more information or ask your veterinarian if any of these products are right for your horse. Bringing forward our third place rider on the day for the 3-star $120,000 Grand Prix. Congratulations to the USA's Natalie Dean with Con Calma, owned by Marigold Sport Horses. Concalma, 12-year-old Holsteiner gelding by Cascadello. Double clear on a time of 46.86 to take third place honors. Congratulations to the USA's Natalie Dean. Second place and the red rosette going to Germany. Rupert Karl Winkelmann now stepping up to the Zycosan fence for photos. The German rider showing for Eichendorff horses with the 12-year-old Dutch-bred gelding Imoto just missing our time to beat by less than 0.2 of a second. Double clear at 44.65 for Germany's Rupert Karl Winkelmann, finishing in second. And our final to come forward for photos, the two-time Olympian, the world's number 16 ranked rider, double clear on a time of 44.50 with his and VoQuest Corian van Klapshoot Z. Congratulations to Ireland's Shane Sweetnam. Congratulations again to our top three in the field. Third award going to U.S. rider Natalie Dean with Concalma. Second for Germany's Rupert Karl Winkelmann with Imoto, and Ireland's Shane Sweetnam with his and VoQuest Corian van Klapshoot Z taking the top call on a time of 44.50. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise if you are able and remove cover for the National Anthem of Ireland in honor of today's Zycosan Grand Prix winner, Shane Sweetnam. Congratulations to Ireland's Shane Sweetnam, the best in a field of 45 for today's $120,000 three-star Zycosan Grand Prix. Now leading the lap of honor with his and VoQuest Corian van Klapshoot Z. Congratulations to Natalie Dean taking third with Concalma. Germany's Rupert Karl Winkelmann second with the Moto top call. To Ireland's Shane Sweetnam with Corian van Klapshoot Z.
Like anything was possible, hit cruise control and rub my eyes. The last 3 days, and the rain was unstoppable. It was always cold, no sunshine.